Have you ever wondered where the television signal you are watching is coming from?
How old is old? When we think of someone 89 years old, we might think of this. But if you're Chester Grady, the only rocking chair is the one you left behind in the living room.
You can see the old blacksmith shop set right up there.
Okay.
And where you see those trees are.
Chet Grady, machinist, welder, and one-time country blacksmith, still works in his shop every day at age 89.
Now this machine I made all myself. And I made this arbor, see here. Cut the keyways and the lathes.
Chet has made a great many things in his long life. He's one of those people who made his community work. Now, there's probably not many people who can say that they're living in the same house they did when they were...
No, sleep in the same room they was born in. There wouldn't be many people who could do that, would there?
No, I wouldn't think so. Chet was born and raised on this farm in Belfast. His father was a blacksmith, and young Chet went to work early.
It was hard, rugged work, but you got very strong doing it because you stand on the horses, you know, and sometimes they'd weigh on you. And if you slipped out from under them, they'd fall right on the floor. They'd be laying so hard. But you had to develop a lot of good strength to show horses and things.
Chet was a football and basketball star. Work had made him strong, and running the 5 miles to school did even more.
And yeah, sometimes I'd walk and run, but a lot of times I'd run all the way. And it wasn't a hardship for me. I enjoyed it.
Now, a day like this, when it's snowing outside, you'd still have to hike into school.
Just the same, yeah.
Chet graduated from high school in 1926. Then he went to work to earn money for college.
I was getting $3 a day for doing it.
Working in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
At Wentworth Institute in Boston, he learned to be a machinist and a welder. And after he came home in 1932, Chet soon had the first electric welder in Waldo County.
I couldn't afford to buy one already made, so I took a Model A Ford engine, bought a generator, and built my own welder. And as luck would have it, it worked very good. It was as good a welder as I ever worked with.
And since then, Chet's long working life has never stopped. He worked for others and for himself. Over the years, he did work for practically every plant or factory or mill or farm in the area. He saved up and bought used equipment and kept it working, just like himself.
I pull on this thing to help start it. So they were starting without it before, so I started on to pull them over.
His shop is like a step back in time.
This is the first machine I ever bought.
But Chet says he can still do just about anything the young guys can do, plus a few things more.
You see that machine was around here before I was around here, before I was born.
This old machine is something most people today have never even seen. This is how you make the steel rim for a wooden wagon wheel. And Chet Grady may be one of the very few people in Maine who still remembers how it's done.
There isn't today. You wouldn't find many people would know. You see, I probably, it might be, you never know for record, but I probably am one of the few left that learned the trade from an old-time blacksmith. I don't believe there'd be many, because you see, I'm 89 years old.
Chet has a reputation as a master of metal, but he's known for some other things too. And one of them is being a bit tight with a dollar. It goes back to working in the woods for $3 a day to earn cash for college.
I've seen a time that I'd run from here into Belfast to go to the movies. It cost 35 cents to go then. And I'd think how hard I'd work for that money, and I'd turn around and come home. Wouldn't go. That makes people, they can't believe that today, you know.
And when asked if he's still a bit tight, even his wife Josephine has to laugh.
Chet's stock answer is if you say something about buying something or doing something, do we need it?
Tight? Would somebody call you tight?
Well, I didn't know, so they joke about it, but they don't really consider they am, I don't think, no.
You don't have the first penny you ever earned.
Oh, no, no.
But you've got a few of them.
I have put near that much sometimes. Yeah.
He doesn't get many calls to make wheel rims anymore, and the sawmills and other plants that once depended on Chet have modernized and now have their own machine shops. But he still does work for people who need it, everything from skidders to lawnmowers. And Chet has a bit of free time to think back on the old days and how work and life have changed.
When I was up in Boston, I went to Cambridge, Massachusetts. I went into a gymnasium up there, and there was a barbell laying there, and I grabbed it like that, put it up over my head, one hand, weighed 140 pounds. And 2 or 3 of them get to the ground. They want to know if I was training to be a cop, and I said no. They told me they'd only seen one other person that could have ever done that up there. Yeah, but it was 140 pounds. But you know, shoeing horses and working the woods and on the farms, why you build up a lot of physical strength that way.
Stayed with you,
And
too.
I never was any bigger than I am now. I weighed 145 pounds in high school, and I weigh the same thing now. Yeah.
Time is the master of us all, and even Chet Grady is slowing down a bit. He'll probably close the shop at the end of this year, but Chet will keep his tools handy just in case a neighbor needs some help. The mind and the hands simply know too much to stop.
It's no good to go sit down and do nothing. I hate to sit around and do nothing. I come up here with something to do, and I help. People make me feel that I help them a lot, because a lot of them say to me lots of times, "What?" They bring some little thing, I fix it for them. What are we going to do when you're going to do this, see? Well, that, nobody's indispensable. Somebody could do it, but anyway, it makes you feel so useful, they tell you that.